Hi guys, and welcome to Trucking Along with Kearsey. That's me, your positive voice in trucking. There's a few different critical events that we have at Prime, and I'm gonna guess that most other companies have something similar. They might use different terms, but we have a hard brake, and you basically slam on the brakes and it takes you X number of seconds to stop the truck. Or you went from, say, 60 miles per hour down to 20 within a certain distance. It could trigger a hard brake event. Another critical event would be taking a curve too fast. Could give you a rollover alert. At Prime, our trailers have this really cool mechanism that it's like a stabilization. So if you take the curve too fast, it kind of tries to stabilize the trailer. But if you take it way too fast, it goes beyond the point of no return. That's not going to happen. I was sitting at my fleet manager's desk one day where a guy took a curve way too fast. Okay, it popped up on his screen, rollover alert. The driver messaged in right away, sorry, it was a 35 mile per hour curve and I was at 38 and I was already slowing down into the curve. I'll do better next time. The problem? My fleet manager was able to pull up on Google Maps an aerial view of the curve. And he said to me, does that look like 35 miles per hour to you? I said, no, it looks more like 25. He got down on the ground view of Google and saw that it was indeed a 25 mile per hour curve. Now, two things just happened there. There's two possibilities. Number one, the guy just flat out lied. Why would any dispatcher ever trust him again? That means anytime you say that you're parked and the truck is hit, if I was your fleet manager, I'd assume that you're lying to me and you hit it and then you parked and then you tried to pass it off onto somebody else. Another problem could be that he really didn't know what the sign and the speed limit was. That could be more dangerous than him being a flat out liar. So, if you were a fleet manager, who would you rather have working for you? Somebody who makes a mistake and owns up to it and tells you, oh yeah, I'm sorry, And I've done it. When you switch trucks, a lot of time it takes you a few weeks or even a month or two to get adjusted to the speeds of the trucks and how long it takes for them to slow down and that kind of thing. The weight of the truck plays a difference and everything. So, I did get a hard brake event. And when my fleet manager called me up, he was like, what happened? And I told him, I was like, honestly, I was going too fast and I didn't give myself enough distance and, in front of me, and I should have known the guy on the left was going to jump in front of me because I did have enough distance for him to, squeak in, but I didn't really slow down enough. And, just be honest. And he said, okay. At my company, anything you tell him has to get reported back to the safety department. He has to go back and report. So, beep. See, it's not a video unless I beep. How we answer him has to get reported back to safety. If you tell them, oh, I wasn't paying attention to the signs, that could be negligence. If you tell them, I should have slowed down more than I would. I should have slowed down more than I did. That's still bad, but you didn't hit anything. You weren't in danger of rolling the truck. You weren't lying. You made a mistake. A mistake that when they say, well, don't do it again, Okay. You know, I've seen other, I won't say what the channel was, but I've seen channels get mad about this type of counseling. Like, I know Schneider will call you up on every single critical event you get and then lecture you on how to do it. Some companies will bring you into the terminal and give you safety lessons. So it's not something that you want. It's a black mark on your record. Do we all have them at some point in our career? Probably. People make mistakes. Is it going to impede you from getting hired? No, most likely not. But could it prevent you from certain things, like becoming a trainer? Yeah, it could. Could it get you fired? Yes, it could. So at Prime, we have hard brake events, we have rollovers, and then we have excessive speeding. Now, for the excessive speeding, apparently, you're supposed to, if you go above 75 miles per hour for so many seconds, then it will give you a speeding alert. If you go above 70 for so many minutes, then it gives you a speed alert. I do know that while I've been working here, there was a driver that had been driving here for over 10 years. He went down a hill at like 85 miles per hour out in like Idaho or something. There was no second chance for him. It was termination. And the reason it was termination was because he either had total lack of disregard for everybody around him, or he just wasn't paying attention. Because somebody that's been driving for 10 years should know, well, we do know, not me because I haven't had, but even at 4 years, I have seen so much out here that I realize how bad that could be. I realize how bad that can be. One critical event that we get a lot has to do with the on-guard system. In the internationals, it's Bendix. This international has something else, and it's not Bendix or on-guard, but it's basically the same system. And what happens is it's in conjunction with your adjusted cruise control. So I can actually see on my display, like the person in front of me is going 58 miles per hour. And if I'm set on cruise control, it's going to drop me down below 58 so that I'm keeping an equidistance with that person. When he speeds up, my truck will speed up. Okay, beeped again. Somebody's going to like come out and hit me, but my truck will speed up. Now, I've heard people really complain about these features in the wintertime, because they feel like, ice can build up and, it can slam your brakes on. The on-guard system, I think the on-guard on the Cascadia was a lot more sensitive than the one on my internationals. They do mostly have plates on the front that will get covered up with ice and sleet, snow, and it'll block the system, and you lose your cruise control. Honestly, you shouldn't have your cruise control on in the winter and the snow and the ice anyway. You're not supposed to be using jakes in the snow and the ice. The reason being is when you use your jakes, you're slowing down the drive, so you're slowing down the truck, but the trailer is still coming at that fast speed. So if you're going downhill and you're using your jakes, you're slowing that truck down, and the trailer's still going, and you hit some ice or you hit some snow, and the trailer starts to like flip around. Guess what? You're gonna jackknife. You're losing control of that trailer. My recommendation is, if you're going downhill and you're on snow or ice, downshift 2 gears below what you would normally go down in. And unfortunately, every truck is different, so I really can't give you advice on which gear you would be in. But if this helps at all, cabbage in my last truck. I took cabbage, which is a 6% grade, in 8th gear. 8th gear. Yeah, 8th gear. Okay. It was a dry day. Now, if it was raining and snowy and icy, with my hazards on, I would have went down in 6. I would have downshifted 2 gears. Some people might say, oh, that's too slow. Whatever, guess what? That would be what's safe to me. So, pretty much, critical events, don't lie. You know, learn from them. You can always learn from them. Usually, it's increasing your following distance and slowing down. It will actually, if it thinks you get too close to an object in front of you, it will slam your brakes on. And something that happens, so if somebody cuts in front of you real fast, yes, the brakes are going to be engaged. A lot of times, the sonar or the radar, or whatever it is they use, it will pick up shadows from bridges. And I don't know what the Ohio bridges are made out of, and I don't think it was an angle, like the angle of the sensor. I think it was whatever the concrete was. Like, I don't know if it was an element in the actual stone of their concrete overpasses, but whatever it was, when I would go under one of them, the brakes would activate. And in that, it says front end collision. Now, this is how cool this system is, okay? It gauges your distance from the object in front of you. It reports it back to dispatch. If I tell dispatch, I got a front end collision alert, I didn't hit anything, I was going under an overpass and it went off, guess what they do with Google? They find it, they see where I was, they see there's a bridge there, they see I'm telling the truth, and they take it off my record. It's not a big deal. But if you lied to them and you were way too close to the car in front of you, and then somebody cut in front of you and it engages and it gives you a front end collision, and you tell them, oh, it was a bridge, they're going to pull up that Google at your location and they're going to realize, nope, there's no bridge there. She's a lying little sack of crap. And you're going to lose the confidence and the trust of your dispatcher and maybe even your safety department. So just like protect your CDL, protect your reputation. Be that driver that they can rely on. Be that driver that's always telling them the truth. Be that driver that's willing to cover your own butt, but also cover dispatch's butt. Cover road assist. You know, road assist is a tool, is a support system that we have to keep us rolling, to keep our equipment safe and in good, proper condition. So if I lie and say, oh, road assist told me I couldn't go get this fixed, when I was just lazy and I wanted to sleep and I didn't feel like going running down to the truck stop or whatever, well, whose fault is that? Is that road assist? No, they told me to go get it fixed and I wanted to sleep an extra 3 hours instead of going into the shop to see if they could fix it. You know, there's a lot to deal with out here, and you have to take responsibility, and you have to be honest and upfront and hold yourself accountable. Hold yourself accountable. So I hope that gives you some insight into communication with dispatch and you know, critical events. And like, comment, subscribe. Tell me down below what kind of critical events your company has. How does your company handle it? Do they call you? Do they send you into safety meetings? We want to know. And I hope to see you guys out here trucking along. Bye.